Hey guys, welcome to another video here on Alfista. This is Marco, and in today's video I'm bringing you guys this dash cam from FitCamX. You may have watched one of my videos where I installed this camera in my Alfa Romeo Stelvio. In today's video I'm going to be installing this camera in my Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio that you see here. I was thoroughly impressed with the performance of this camera when I put it in my Stelvio. I even did a long-term review of the camera showing you guys all the features and how well it has performed over the many months that I've owned it. So I decided to reach out to FitCamX to show you guys how to install it in the Quadrifoglio as well, and they were gracious enough to send me this camera free of charge. Now, even though I'm getting this camera absolutely free, whatever I say are going to be my own words. I haven't been told what to say here, and I just want to let you guys know that I will not be bringing any products to this channel that I don't have any confidence in. A great thing about this camera is that it can be installed on many different vehicles, so there's a good chance that they're going to have a camera for your vehicle. I will be providing a link in the video description so you can go and buy this camera if you want to. Since it is an affiliate link, I will be getting a small commission, but you will also get 8% off from your purchase by using that link. So let's have a look at what's in the box. And here we have the wire harness. This is very good quality. This wire harness provides seamless connection with the existing wiring in the car. It also provides power to the camera. We also have here a plastic prying tool. It also has a metal end here. We also have a USB-C micro SD camera adapter. This is mainly used to transfer files from your camera to your computer. It also comes with a user manual, and in the back you're going to find information here how you can reach out to FitCamX in case you run into any trouble. Alright, now for the good part. Here we have a back plate. This is for the mirror. We're going to see how to use this in a second. And here we have a camera. So this kit here has both cameras, the front and the rear, and this is going to be the front camera. This housing is very similar to the one that you already have in the car, so they have just added the camera piece to it, which is really nice. Now keep in mind that if you buy just the front facing camera, you cannot later on decide to add the rear camera as well, because they're not compatible. Okay, the circuit boards are different, so when you get the kit that has front and rear, they will have the appropriate circuit board so that both cameras can communicate. All right, so that's just something to keep in mind. And I really like the construction of this. Feels very sturdy. You know, it feels pretty much OEM. Basically, you have a power button here and a picture button here, and there are different lights that show up here. All right, so let's go ahead and show you the installation. First, let me go ahead and get this radar detector out of the way. Watch the video card above if you want to learn how to hook up your radar detector to this mirror housing here. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and move that mirror down, and we're gonna need to remove this back plate right here. All you gotta do is stick this prying tool right here and then push down gently, and it comes right off. The next thing that we need to do is to remove this housing right here. I like to put my thumbs in here into each corner and then pull down gently like that. There's gonna be 4 clips, 2 here and 2 in the front, so I'm gonna run my fingers over here and then pull down, and this is what it looks like. You got these 4 clips right there that are holding it in place. And have a look at this. This is the OEM one, and this is the one from FitCamX. You're gonna notice that they're pretty similar. Next up is gonna be this overhead console. We need to bring this down so that we can access the wiring in there to connect our new wire harness. For this one, you're gonna use this prying tool here. You're gonna stick it in this corner and then pull down. You can see here what's holding this guy in place. You have several clips here, two more here, and then 2 more over here. And that's where they go right here. Next, we're going to unplug this wire harness from here. Just push on this side right here. Then you're gonna take this wire harness that was provided in the kit. Right, you should hear that click. Now the other end here is gonna go right in here. Now that we have this guy connected, the next up is gonna be this guy right here, and this is gonna be for the front facing camera. So if you look at the housing here, you got 2 cables coming out of it. The one here on the right is the one that we're gonna use to connect to this side right here, all right? And the one on the left here is gonna be used for the rear camera. So what I'm going to do with this cable here from the housing is to run it through the headliner here in the top, and so that I can run it here onto this side. Before I do that, make sure that you remove these clips from the original housing. Here you can use a small screwdriver, or you can also get your fingers under there, just kind of push them out. And there you can see I moved all the metal clips. All right, so I managed to get that cable on this side here. It was a little bit tricky. I ended up having to put my finger in there, and I pushed the headliner down a little bit so I can get this end of the cable in through there. All right, now I can go ahead and clip this back on here. So let me just go ahead and line it up. Once we got it lined up, I can just go ahead and press in. Now we can take this end here from this wire harness and connect it into this guide over here. There's a little notch here on this one, as well as this one over here. If you line them up, and you will be able to plug them in. Once we got everything connected, we can go ahead and put this overhead console back in place. Next up, we have to connect the rear camera to this end right here, and then we're going to move it all the way back to the rear windshield. Now you do have the option to connect this to the front if you wanted to have two cameras here in the front. This camera can be disconnected here. It has a shorter cable. If you just pull it out, it looks like this. So it's up to you. If for whatever reason you want to use this camera here in the front as well as the other camera, you would just connect it here and you will be good to go. In my case, I'm going to use it the way it's intended for the rear. This is going to be the same type of connection as before. Now, in order to conceal this cable here, we're going to run it through the back of the headliner, like so. All right, in fact, I'm going to have to pull this end right here so that I can move this like so, and then push it in through the headliner like that. All right, and that's how we're going to do it. We're going to run all along, all the way to the back. So when I got to this spot here, I just stuck the prying tool in there and just pull this back a little bit, just to give me enough, room there so that I could tuck the cable right behind there. So I came around this way here. You can see the cable there. And now I'm going to follow this weather stripping all along here. When you get to this spot here, you're going to notice that you have this seam right here. You could try to tuck the cable right in between that seam like that. Okay, just push it in there. What I decided to do is to go an extra step by removing this cap right here. You can use a prying tool, and then this will pop off like this. All right, and inside there you're going to find this screw. Okay, this is a T30E torque screw. I removed that. Once I did that, I was able to pull this panel back a little bit. Right, so I pulled it back just enough so that I can have room behind it to run the cable right behind it, just like this. Okay, so it's coming out on this side over here. And then I'm going to continue to follow the weather stripping. I'm going to tuck the cable in like that and keep running it back. Here I am in the back seat now. So I ran the cable this way, right behind this weather stripping. It's all the way back here. Once I got to this spot right here, there's another screw cap that I removed, and then there was another T30 screw there that I took out so that I could have more room here to pull this back, this panel right here. You may or may not need to do that. You can maybe able to just squeeze that in there. Just OCD that way. So I went ahead and did that, and now the cable is right behind there, and I'm going to keep running it all the way back there, and then all the way across the top, and then I'm going to mount the camera right here. All right, there's going to be quite a bit of slack in this cable. They do give you plenty of cable, which is great in case you have a, like an SUV or a really long vehicle. So I'm going to tuck that extra cable right behind there so that it's not seen, and we're going to mount the camera. You're going to notice that there's an arrow there pointing up. So this is how the camera would be installed in the back of the car. You're going to mount it like this, okay? Not like this. Also, don't forget to remove this clear film that's on top of the lens. Also, make sure that you wipe down your glass. I already went ahead and did that. Make sure that there's no dirt, oil residue, or anything like that. Also put a marker there so that I know where the middle of the glass is, and I use that as a reference there. I use that marker to line up the lens of the camera with it. Also keep in mind that you can always adjust this. This cylinder here moves up and down like that so that you can get the correct level. And now I'm just going to tuck away all this extra cable here, put it right back there. And it looks a lot cleaner now because I tucked away the cable behind the headliner again. Line it across this way. I went ahead and tied up the rest of the cable here. I want to minimize any rattling that could come from this area. And there's a good void right behind this panel in this area here where you can just tuck that in just like that and then run the rest over here. And there we have the finished product. No cable shown anywhere. The instructions here say that you should use this back cover if you have the Giulia, and if you have the Stelvio, you use the factory cover. However, I found that using the original cover here in the Giulia works great. In fact, using the one that's provided in the kit, it's quite a difficult fit and it doesn't appear to fit very well in there. So I'm just going to use the factory one. And when you're putting this back in, you're going to slide this end first. It's pretty much one way in, so there's no way to get this wrong. Once the bottom catches, then you can just push this in and then push this just like that. Also, don't forget to remove the lens cover from the front camera.
Love the channel? Join as a member for bonus videos, early access, shoutouts, and more. Just click the join button. It helps me keep creating and you get cool perks. Thanks.
Check that out, guys. Isn't that awesome? You can hardly tell there's a camera there. And if we go to the back, you're definitely not going to see anything. And there you have it, guys. I'm using the FitCamX app to connect to the camera, and it works great. If you guys want to learn all the ins and outs about this app, how to download it, how to connect to the camera, I have a dedicated video just for you guys. Just click the video card above so you can go to that video. I have an in-depth review of the camera, and I also show you an in-depth look of the app. The only other thing I would say about that is that if you have issues connecting to the camera, I would recommend that you make sure that you don't have Bluetooth enabled. Also make sure that if you have any VPN, you disconnect from it when you're using the app to connect to the camera. One other thing is that if you want to download video from the camera to your computer, you can use this adapter here that is provided for you, this micro SD card adapter. However, if you do have to download a lot of video, or if you do it often enough, I would recommend that you get a better adapter. This one here is a little bit slow, and I would recommend that you get something like this. I'm also going to provide a link for this in the video description. This one will download your videos 10 times faster than the one that's provided in the kit. Thanks so much for tuning in to today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And here I'm leaving you guys with some footage that I've taken as I've been using this camera.